Christian, David Adelman was talking after the game about how he wanted you guys to use your voices a little bit more. How do you feel like using your voices can help this team come together after all this?
I think just staying together. I think everybody communicating, getting on the same page, um, is really important, especially defensively. I think that's maybe been our biggest part. Is just communication. I think that tonight, obviously, energy is a little different today. We know how important a win is today, but I think that as far as communication goes, probably was our best game of the year. Everybody was into it. We had players, communicating to each other instead of relying on a coach to tell us everything, and that's good for every team. It's always good when a player kind of leads.
A couple years into the league, how are you handling these changes?
It was different. Obviously, it's something that I haven't been through before. But regardless of the situation, we knew we had to come out and win today, and that was, most important no matter what. Going out and winning today, no matter who was, the head coach was the goal. And after losing 4 in a row, you have to get a win. Like I said, regardless of what's going on, we need 2 more. So we're going to focus on getting 2 more, one at a time. We're going to go into the playoffs wherever we're at, and we're going to play together.
Coach said that you're now in charge of breaking down the huddles. Did you assign yourself that responsibility, or how did that come about?
Honestly, I think that I've done that a lot of the year, or pretty much all the year. We have different routines and whatnot, but as far as, before we run out, that's kind of always been my job. When we're talking after starting lineups, has always been my job. But now, today, it was my job every huddle. It was my job before the game, after the game, and that's stuff I want to do. That's stuff I like to do, and like I said, it's important when players are communicating. It's important when somebody wants to step up, and it's more important that the guys trust me to have those conversations with them in those moments before the game, after the game, whatever it is. It's important that those guys do trust me, and obviously that means a lot to me, and that's a role I want to step into, and it's something that we need.
David was talking a lot about how just trying to change the vibe because the vibe was off. How different does the vibe feel now after yesterday?
I think, like I said, no matter who was here, we needed to win, and I think after a win, obviously the vibe is always better, and I think that it was a much-needed win against a really good team that was playing really good basketball. We came out here, we played well, we communicated, so obviously we get a win, and your vibe's going to switch after 4 losses, regardless of who's here. So it was a really good team win. It was really fun. I think we played the right way. I think we communicated. Pick had a great game, so that was really good to see. And just a win was much needed around here.
Why do you think the communication was off before that? I mean, you said that it's better when players are talking and doing that and don't have a coach do that for them. Is that anything on the coaching staff, or just it's just the way things go?
No, that's us. And I think that we need to step up. And like I said, I've done that most of the year, but I think the guys are really allowing me to do it more and more. And I really appreciate that. That's not a coach's thing. That's a player's thing. And I think that our communication today, led to better effort on the defensive end, and that's what we've needed. That's not something that had anything to do with the coaches. It has everything to do with us, and we've known that. And now it's on us to switch it. And I think that today was a really good step in the right direction as far as communication goes, as far as energy goes. And the more your mouth moves, the more your feet move. On the defensive end, as far as defense goes, the more you're talking, the more you're moving around, the more you're flying around, and the more you know what you're doing, honestly. So it was good for us.
What was Josh's main message to the team when he talked to you guys?
I think he said it. Play hard and have fun. Those are 2 things that he's been preaching, not just since that happened. It's been something he's been preaching since I've got here. It's something that he always kind of lives by. And he wants to see us always, having each other's backs, flying around, playing hard, and making sure we're having fun, and having pride, taking pride in wearing the different Nuggets uniform. And those are things he's always talked about. So nothing has changed. He didn't come in here with, a different message. He came here with the same culture he set for far before I got here. Just making sure that we reestablish that. And I think I need to be a guy that steps up and use my voice to kind of lead that. And it's a player-led thing, and I think that as long as we're communicating like we did today, I think we're going to take steps in the right direction.
I think it's easy to kind of watch from the outside and say they're not playing with enough joy or not having enough fun or whatever, but that has kind of been the message just from each of you guys. It seems like that's something that's been missing. How does it get to that point where that disappears?
I think winning. I don't know. I think when you lose, obviously the joy kind of goes out, and I think that especially the last 4, maybe it's been amplified, I guess, because you lose. But we've done a lot of winning around here I think the last few years, obviously, we won a championship, so the culture's been set. Everybody kind of knows how to operate, but winning is what makes everybody happy, and everybody knows that. So getting back to our winning ways, doing it the right way, doing it together, and just having fun while we're doing this was really important. And this team is as talented as any team. We know we can compete with anybody any day, and as long as we're having fun and we're doing it the right way, and playing Denver Nuggets basketball, I think that that's what's important, and we're going to get back to that. Like I said, we got a room full of guys that can compete with anybody, so we're just going to continue to play Denver Nuggets basketball and get back to winning. And I think winning will fix the vibe.